If you've spent any time at all on the shaving forum or on YouTube, you're going to come across a lot of wet shaving advice. And all of it is well intentioned, and most of it's great. But some wet shaving advice, and some of the most believed wet shaving advice, it's just plain bad. Hey, I'm Shane. And today I'm back with 3 more pieces of bad wet shaving advice. The first bad piece of advice is that BBS should be your goal. For those who don't know, BBS means baby butt smooth. And it's this idea that you can shave so closely, so perfectly, that you can't even tell that you have hair on your skin, like a baby's butt. And look, there's nothing wrong with trying to get the closest shave possible, mainly for fun, just to see what you can do. But I think it's a terrible goal. And I think the problem is when new shavers, or even experienced shavers, think that that is the standard for a great shave. And we get customers who reach out to us and say, hey, I had a really close, comfortable, nice shave, but it wasn't BBS. What am I doing wrong? My answer to them is always, the only thing you're doing wrong is trying to get a BBS shave. There's diminishing returns. And when you try to get the closest shave possible, you are introducing a lot more risk for irritation. And not everyone's skin and beard is the same. Like, I have really thick, dark hair, and no matter what I do, I'm never actually going to get BBS. So to actually try to chase that is only going to introduce more irritation, cause more problems, take way longer, and leave me frustrated. So instead, I just try to get a nice, good shave. I have used every razor under the sun. I've been shaving for a long time, and I know what I'm talking about. And guess what? I never get a BBS shave. I don't even try. Literally never. And a lot of people think that you have to get a BBS shave if you're shaving. I'm here to tell you, it's bad advice. Chase it if you want to for fun, but don't use that as your standard for a good shave. Number 2 is that hot water is best and that cold water is best. There's a lot of arguing back and forth over whether you should use hot water or cold water. Obviously, hot water is the old standard, but over the last couple of years, people have come to love cold water for shaving. And so now there are people on both sides saying hot water is better, no, cold water is better. I'm here to tell you, it just doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. The reasons it doesn't matter are twofold. One, by the time you get your lather going, get it on your face, it's going to become the temperature of your skin by the time you're like halfway through that pass. So if you start out with hot water, it's going to cool off until it's skin temp after a few seconds. And if you start off with cold water, it's going to warm up until it's skin temp after a few seconds. So no matter what you do, you're shaving with skin temperature water after a minute or two anyway. And the second reason that I think this is dumb advice is because water is only on your skin for lubrication. We put water on our skin and then we put water in lather. And the lather is there to suspend the water so that your razor and blade have something to glide on so that they can shave your skin easily instead of getting like bound up by friction. And the lubricity of the water does not change with temperature. So the temperature of the water is not going to impact how well your razor glides, and that is why we have water there. So pick the water temperature that feels best for you. If it's a hot day and you want a cold water shave, go nuts. If it's a cold day and you want a hot water shave, by all means. Pick what feels best to you, pick what feels comfortable, but it doesn't actually matter for the performance of your shave. All right, the third and final bad bit of shaving advice is that you have to find the correct razor blade pairing. It's this idea that there is a like Goldilocks, like golden mythical pairing of blade and razor. And that if you have a razor, your job is to find the blade that works best in that razor. And I'm here to tell you that there isn't one. We have customers who ask us a lot, hey, what blade is perfect for the Blackbird? And we say, I don't know, what blade do you like? That's probably the answer. Blades are all way more similar than they are different. There are differences, of course, and people have preferences depending on the grind of the blade. That's still valid, but there isn't a Blackbird blade. There isn't a Osprey blade. There are blades that you like, and there are blades that you might find work best in the Osprey or work best in the Blackbird. But there's no like universal correct blade for a razor. They're all DE blades. Pick one that you like, try a couple out over time once you learn the technique of the razor. But there's no magical pairing. most likely the blade you like in razor A, you're also going to like in razor B. Not always, but that's almost always the case. And people like to overcomplicate this. And I understand why. It's fun to try to find the optimal selection if you're trying to, be a hobbyist about it. But in reality, there is no magic fix. There's a bunch of blades. They're all pretty similar. Pick one of the reputable ones. You're probably going to get great shaves from it. If you've been shaving for a while, then just keep using the blade that you know and love, or try a couple, and one of them is going to be a nice pairing for your new razor, no matter what that razor is. But there is no perfect blade for one razor. It just doesn't work that way. All right, guys, I hope that's helpful. I mean, let me know what you think. My overarching belief is that rigidity in shaving is silly. There is no one standard, there is no one goal, and there is no one way to get to great shaves. And so all of today's tips are about tearing down this rigidity in belief about shaving and understanding that the only correct answer is what works for you. And as long as you are getting good close shaves that are close enough for your goals, that are comfortable and irritation free, that's what matters. And so you can throw away the dogma and just find what works. And that's what I'm here for. So I hope you guys like this video. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.